everybody. Welcome back to the No Cover TV podcast. Look who's in the house right here. Carla and Rick from Engage is with me today, and they are joining us again for the second time around. We're going to have a great time today. So first, I want to thank everyone out there checking out the No Cover TV podcast. All the audio shows are on Spotify. You can check out now on YouTube. If you want to hear the audio shows, we did a lot of great shows with great artists, just like Carla and Rick back a while ago. And check all the video ones out. We're like being back on TV in the TV days. It's great to be with the artists face to face. We're live, and I don't edit, so what happens happens. So it's a great thing. You know what I'm gonna say next, people? Oh yeah. What's my three favorite words? Let's do it. Support, 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 support these artists. Go to their shows, pay a cover charge if there is one. Get to that swag table. Get a CD, an album, a t-shirt, a hoodie, a coffee mug, a bumper sticker, a keychain. It goes on and it goes on. Get to the stage and enjoy that show. See if you can stay afterwards. Meet these incredible artists. Try to get an autograph. You don't know where they're going because they're headed straight up. That's where they're going. Remember, these artists here are doing what they love to do, to put a smile on your face, and your smile in return kicks right back to them, puts a big old grin on their face. Oh, yes, it does, right on the stage. It's a great thing. Music makes the world go around. So let's get to our interview with Rick and Carla from Engage. How you doing, guys?
Good.
So it's been a little while since we've chatted.
Yeah.
Went by quick, though.
That's what I was going to say.
You did go by quick. And now we're face to face. So, yes. So this is good. I like this. So, you guys have been busy doing stuff. Last time we talked, it was about more or less your solo career, and we touched on Engaged for just a moment, I remember.
Yeah. It's been busy. We've put out 2 new tracks off our upcoming album that we're expecting to hopefully be finished and released by, okay, I'm going to guess February, possibly 2025.
Hopefully February.
Yeah, okay.
We're hoping.
Well, good. Hey, Sandra's watching. She says howdy. Good deal, Sandra. I appreciate
Sandra. That's the best girl right there.
Oh, yeah. Sandra's great. She's great. She takes good care of me and vice versa, and you guys for that matter. So before we get ahead of ourselves a little bit, let's give everybody back out there a little backstory on Carla and Rick here, because you guys have had an amazing journey throughout your life and your musical careers, haven't you?
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah.
Quite interesting, to say the least. So let's talk for you for a minute, Carla. I mean, I remember talking back in the California days. You were doing stuff out there with some pretty popular people.
Yeah, it was mostly in Ontario, and I was really blessed to be able to meet a few really cool musicians that usually don't get the accolades because they're there making things happen, but they're not, say, the front person. So one of the cool people I got to play with was Billy Dean. Not that Billy Dean,
right,
but the Billy Dean that was touring with Roy Orbison in the height of Roy's touring career. And also Rudy Veltri, who was Johnny Cash's steel guitar player when he came to Canada. So it's been fun.
Oh, I bet. Now, wasn't there, and I might be wrong, but I'm thinking of this whole head of mine, wasn't Eddie at one of the shows?
Who, sorry?
Eddie Van Halen?
No, I wish. No, it wasn't me.
It wasn't you. I talk to so many artists, I'm getting things scrambled in this whole head.
Yes.
So, and from there on, you continued with your music, didn't you? Playing some bands and stuff like that.
Yeah, I touched in the band scene for here and there. I played with a band called Legends in Ontario, and I had a band with my uncle called Family Tradition, which was just one of those bands that when I came back here, because it's about I don't know how, because we're in kilometers up here, so it's about 1,200 kilometers away when I used to come back home to the province of New Brunswick. And then they're over in Nova Scotia. So we would have that just in case we wanted to do a show, because I was doing solo most of the time.
Okay. Now, what were you doing back in the day? Rock, country, pop? What were you doing?
Depending. A lot of people wanted me doing country, so I did as much as I could.
Okay.
I didn't feel like I was what you call a traditional sounding country music singer. So, I would do country, but I'd also do a little folk, a little rock, and everything that I put my hands to had that upbeat rock feel to it anyway.
In your voice, I don't know if you've done any of her songs, but I'm hearing a little Janis Joplin in your voice.
That's cool. Thanks. That's the second person that said that to me in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think so, but yeah, that's cool.
Well, I hear it. Oh, yes. And then time goes on, you met this crazy guy next to you.
Yes. Best.
So now it's time to pick on Rick for a minute. Now, Rick, you've had your foot in the business for some time, so let's go down that road a little bit, my friend. You were a rock and roller back in the day, weren't you?
Pretty much, yeah. More, I always consider myself a prog rocker, but I played lots of pretty much everything from country to folk, rock, blues, and all that stuff. But I try to bend my style into everything I play. So you might hear a blues song, but you won't hear blues guitar. You'll hear me doing whatever I do.
Whatever you do, that's great. And you worked with some real cool people. I mean, one was, Billy Sherwood from Yes. I mean, you got to work close with him. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, what a treat, man! What a professional! Just unbelievable. He played the drums and played the bass and produced the whole album. And all I do is just play guitar and sing and write the songs and give it to him, and away he goes. And
away he goes. That's the perfect match right there. You can't find that too far.
Within 4,000 miles of each other and did an album together.
Oh, tell him though, what happened when you went to see a Yes concert? Was it a Yes concert? And Billy was there.
Yeah, it's the first time I seen him perform. He was playing with Yes, and I had him as I ended up getting on MySpace and sent him a message out of the blue, and he actually responded, which surprised me. And then I had him as a Facebook friend, and every so often he put, anybody looking for help recording or anything, and I said, well, geez, I'd love to have the money to do that, but kept put that stuff on. And then one particular time, he put, anybody needing any help recording can work under any budget. Well, that any budget line, that really got to me. So I ended up sending him a message and asking what he would charge, and we talked back and forth and made a deal with him. And he what a treat to play with. And
I bet it was.
And then you ended up in the
well, that was I forgot that.
That's the part I was saying.
Well, I went out to he was Yes. Once he went to Yes, because when we were doing the album together, Chris Squire, the original bass player for Yes, he had passed away during that time. So Billy took his place in Yes, and they were playing out in Calgary. My son was living in Calgary, so I could afford to. So I flew out to visit my son and thought we'll go to the concert, and went out in the afternoon to buy tickets at the casino in Calgary. And my son went to the bathroom, and I'm just waiting for him, and I seen this guy back on, and it kind of looked like Billy Sherwood, and he was trying doors. And I thought, well, geez, I got to find out for sure. So I walked up behind him and I said, Billy. He turned around and said, yes. I said, I'm Rick Bartley. He said, oh, yeah. Then my son went to the bathroom and he was telling me after, he says, you were standing there talking to somebody, Dad. It looked like Billy Sherwood. So we come over and introduced him to him. So what a coincidence.
that had to run into him like that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, let me ask us.
If we will.
Okay, since I want to ask this question, I don't know if I asked you before, but Rick, since I'm talking to you, first album or 8-track you got back in the day.
What was that?
The first 8-track.
First 8-track or album you got.
First 8-track
album.
It was probably Fragile by Yes.
That's beautiful.
I would have been 16, I think, then.
Well, yeah, right. Now,
well, funny you'd say 8-track too, because the first car I bought when I was 16, I got it home. It was a Standard. I learned to drive it that night because I never drove a Standard before. The next day I drove down, put a stereo in it, and happened to be an 8-track Clarion stereo.
Love it.
I had quite a collection for a little while there.
I used to listen to the Doobie Brothers all the time on that 8-track.
Huge Doobie Brothers fan. You mentioned the Doobie Brothers, Al. I played in the band when I was from 15 to 17, and we covered 13 Doobie Brothers songs.
Did you really? That's great. I can see that. That's
more. I seen Doobie Brothers in 2015, and they played 8 of the ones out of the 13 that we covered. They played 8. I was counting them as they went along.
You're counting them as you go. That's pretty cool, Rick. I like that.
Yeah, huge Doobie Brothers fan as well.
Wow, man. Any 80s rock bands that you were a fan of?
Genesis. I was a huge fan of Genesis too. Not
Genesis.
I liked April Wine and stuff like that pretty good. But grew up a huge Beatles fan. Is where it all
Oh,
came.
sure.
But I liked a lot of rock stuff. Some of Black Sabbath I liked, and I wasn't into the really really heavy stuff, but I didn't mind a bit of heavy. It's like so you know, Smoke on the Water, of course. Every guitar passage, so to speak.
One of my go-to songs was "Smoke on the Water." That drove my
Absolutely.
mother nuts.
Ironically, the last tour that Yes did they were opening up for Deep Purple. So I never made it to one of the too far away and too expensive. So I didn't make it to one, but I thought about it for a while.
Okay. One more question for Rick, and I really want to know the answer on this. How many years did you wear spandex?
None yet.
None yet. You got a pair coming, my friend. Tiger Stripe.
That's a good answer.
That's great. All right, Carlo. How about you? First album or 8-track that you were grabbing onto or listening to?
April Wine, actually.
April Wine.
Was I think the first one and it wasn't an 8-track. By that time, we were into cassettes.
Yeah.
So I got to be right on the cutting edge of that time, and I bought Nature of the Beast album by April Wine.
So you missed the 8-track scene?
No, there was 8-tracks, but I didn't buy it. My uncle had them in the house. I was listening to all his stuff, like the Doors and everything on 8-track. But me, my own thing, it was April Wine on a cassette deck.
Oh, April Wine is great. And I want to flash back real quick, Rick, but the Beatles you brought up, and I was a big fan of the Beatles too, and then I got a little on the off side, a little messed up, and I listened to the White Album, and I don't think I've been right ever since. Like, what the hell was that?
I remember learning Dear Prudence when I was 15.
Oh, really? Wow. Jeez, I wouldn't even have tried that. That's great.
Of course, it didn't come out when I was younger. It just took me that long to start learning it.
That's wonderful. I have too much fun already, man. All right, let's continue here. Let's move up to today's age. Now, the band Engage, you two have been, doing solo projects for quite some time. And you put Engage together. That was about the 2021 that started to come together?
Yeah, around there. Yeah. We really started, I guess we started getting serious about deciding if we wanted to do this or not. So yeah, in 2021, we started focusing more on songwriting and a possibility of putting out an album.
Yeah. Okay. And you were working towards that. Now, when did Greg and Vernon come aboard, or were they always aboard?
No, there was a lot of changes in the band. So Greg came aboard before Vernon. So Greg began with Engage, I believe it was last fall, a little bit before last fall.
September,
October, I think.
A little over a year ago.
Yeah. And then we had a bass player who was on this track that we've sent you. He came home for a bit and decided to go back to Ontario. So we had Peter Sisk with us, and he was helping us out. So he was filling in bass, and he was helping us develop some of our original music.
Yeah, he's long time friend.
Long time friend of Rick. And then he things started working out for him to go back to Ontario. So after Peter left, or just before he left, kind of a weird situation, but we ended up finding Vernon, and Vernon agreed to play with us. So it's really cool now.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we're settling out now. Yeah, it should be good now.
I'll have to tell you, Al, the story of getting Vernon is really cool, because we didn't know Vernon before he joined the band.
Okay.
Not really.
We seen him around. Really. Didn't, like, I wouldn't say know him. We just, hey.
Yeah, you didn't even know his name.
No, I didn't even know his name.
I remember his name. I just didn't remember that he was a bass player. But
well, and that's what was so cool, because we were disappointed that Peter was going back to Ontario, but we also understood, because he's lived most of his adult life out there, and that's where his music career was, and he was retiring, so he really didn't want to think about going on the road if that occurred and all of that stuff. So I was really like, so many changes in the band. I was like, well, I don't even know if I'm supposed to do this. So Rick was sitting in his chair, and I was really exhausted. And I just looked at Rick and I said, I'm just going to have a nap. And I just laid down and started to pray. And the only thing I said was, am I really supposed to be doing this? And all of a sudden I popped my head up and I looked at Rick and I said, who's that guy that we keep talking to when we go down playing the gazebo in Mento? He said, who? I said, you know, that young fella there that comes over and talk to us. And we've seen him in the grocery store after too. And he said, oh, that guy Vernon. I said, yeah, he plays bass.
He plays bass.
I said, yeah. So I said, I remember him mentioning he played bass, but he wasn't playing with a group. I said, isn't he on your friends list? Didn't you say he's on? He said, yeah. I said, contact him right away.
So me, I got a message to him asking me wanted to join Engage, and he came back and says, Engage? I said, yeah. I said, well, you know, but he was busy, you know, with family, very family-oriented guy. And I said, man, we'll just work around whatever you need to do. We'll just work around it, you know, and he was in, and he's been great ever since.
He's the practical joker in the band, too. He's always...
Oh, look out. Practical jokers can be dangerous sometimes. Oh, that's cool. Right. So now I noticed this, you completed the first album, right? With Engage? Yes. And we're working towards our second one right now.
Yes.
Okay. And what the songs you sent me today, are they going on the second album or are these on the first?
Yeah, no, they're going to be going on the second album. So we just got done a national promotional campaign with Eric Alper, and he assisted us in being able to decide how to release. We wanted to put out a couple of tracks, but we knew it was going to still be some time before we could finish the album, just from, you know, playing gigs and things like this. There's a lot of busyness that's going on, and you really want to concentrate and do the song development. So that's what Eric suggested. He's a wonderful guy. And I said, I'll go with whatever Eric tells us to do, because he's been in the business a very long time. And he knows how to help us get out there to get that reach that we need so people can just know who we are.
Oh, good. So now, are you still playing out solo, you and Rick, or are you mostly focused on the band right now?
Mostly the band. And when the band can't play, and remember, Engage was named after Star Trek, because you know, Picard had to say engage and make it go and all that. So when the band can't go or the venue's too small to support a band, the away team is sent.
Yeah, there we go.
So Rick and I will go ahead and do a duo.
Okay, well.
Energize.
That's right.
You know, it's funny you brought that up, Star Trek, because you're secret Trekkies, aren't you?
Yes. Love it.
You gotta figure that out. Do you like the older original shows from the 60s, 70s, or you like the other newer one?
Captain Kirk can't go wrong. Old William Shatner.
You got it. What were those first things?
Old now or something.
Yeah, he's gone to space for real, and I admire him.
What was that show called where they had those little furry things? Gerbil? What were those?
No, Tribbles.
That's it.
Yeah, and we passed.
This spoke for that one.
Yeah. Tribble. We gotta love those little furry things. Nobody knows what we're talking about, you know that. That's great.
We was teasing. We teasing this a couple of weeks ago that we said that we promised we wouldn't give them a red shirt in the band.
Oh yeah.
No.
I think it might have been Vernon we were teasing.
Yeah.
Teasing Vernon. Poor Vernon. That's great. Before we get any farther, one of you please tell the podcast viewers where they can find Engage, the music, and everything about it, and where you're playing.
Awesome. Yes. Well, you can find us on our webpage. That'd probably be the easiest. It's makeitso.com. Or sorry, engagemakeitso.com. And we're on all streaming platforms right now, on Spotify and all of that. And you can find us on Facebook under Engage Make It So. There's a lot of bands out there for Engage. So if you are looking for us on Spotify, it's important that you put the name of the album in and the band name, because there's a lot of bands called Engage. We didn't plan to actually do anything with this band Engage. So, but we didn't want to.
Right.
So if you put in, for example, the old album "Time Has Come," Engage, or "There'll Never Be Another Time Like This," Engage, you'll find us that way.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Okay, good. And I loved what you sent me, and that's just some great stuff. You got more of that classic folk rock going on. I'm liking that a lot. Yeah. And then I think about your past, and I'm thinking, where the heck did this come from? You know, you got rock and
Yeah.
roll Rick, and we got Carla over
Yeah.
here. It's great stuff. So, working on the second album, do you have quite a few songs under your belt with the band?
Yes, this one, it's going to be a 12-song set. We're already writing for our third album. So
Oh,
this album, like I said, we're going to have guests, and we still play with Larry Steele, who was our original drummer. It's just that he lives in Halifax, and if you look at a map, we're quite far away with a lot of weather patterns in between.
right.
So we play with Larry when we can in the summertime. Him and Greg Mansfield, our drummer, they get along great. They're wonderful people. So it's becoming a very tight little community. And but Larry gets to go on a trip to Mexico, so we're not going to talk
Oh,
for a while.
yeah, we don't want to talk to them.
He won't take us with him.
Yeah, right. What's up with that? I fit on the luggage real good. That's funny. Now, you've been playing out quite a bit with the band.
Yes, we did this summer. It slowed down a little bit in the fall because we really had to concentrate on getting the recordings done. Greg lives about 30 minutes away from us, and Vernon lives about 45 minutes to an hour away from us. So sometimes logistically, it just becomes hard. You don't get the days in that you want to record. So that's what we decided to do, and we've played a few gigs this fall. We're going to start booking hard again in the new year, and probably that'll start coming up soon. But we
Yeah,
want to get
yeah.
this finished because it's very important for us to get this out.
Well, good, good. Now, were you playing mostly smaller venues, or did you get a chance to do some festivals or any bigger stages?
We didn't do a whole lot of real big stages this year. We did play one of our favorite festivals, which is Stage in the Woods. And it's literally a stage made out of logs in the woods.
In the
It's,
woods.
it's
In the
really
woods.
cool.
Be
And we
careful,
love it
people.
down there. The people are awesome.
And we played the heritage thing there, out in King's Landing there.
Oh yes, so smaller. They're smaller ones, but they're really cool ones. Like the King's Landing had their 50th anniversary. That's a big tourist attraction here in New Brunswick. It's
Oh,
a
good.
pioneer kind of village of what it was like here in the day.
Mm.
So we played
Sure.
that. We played locally here, like what do they call that? Summer fest, not summer series. It's
Yeah.
called the Commons here in Fredericton. So we played events like that mostly, and it was quite busy. So we decided we better slow down so we could get this done.
We did put a little work on the Christmas stuff and did a Christmas telethon.
Yeah, we did do a Christmas telethon, which was real
Did you?
fun.
Did you really? That's pretty
Live.
cool.
Just like this.
Live. Now, anything coming up? Are you doing a New Year's party or anything?
Yes, we're going to be at the Oromocto Legion here in New Brunswick. That's going to take place. It's slated for 9, but Greg and Rick actually help out another artist who is part of the New Brunswick Country Music Hall of Fame, and that's Noel Nason. And they're going to be playing earlier in the evening for some seniors. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, so I've got to try to come up with how to entertain people for 30, 45 minutes, just me and Vernon, which could be scary.
No.
No. Do a tap dance.
And then we're going to
No.
rock the floor.
Now, when Engage is playing, are you doing just one set, 3 sets? What's going on
Well, this
when you're out
one
there
will be
playing?
about 3 sets, maybe 3.5. It just
Okay.
depends.
3 for us, 3.5 for her.
Yeah,
Like,
probably have
that's
to solo at the beginning of it.
right on, right on. Now, when Engage is playing, do you strictly stick to your originals, or do you throw a few covers in?
Depends on where we play. Some places are not supportive of original music, so we don't at those places. We work with the venues for their needs and their clientele. But those we usually ask, do you mind? And a lot of them don't. So one of the most wonderful places that we play, it's very tiny, but we love it. They're so supportive with original music. And they're called York Cider County here on North Side in Fredericton. Just a little tiny place, got couches.
York County cider. Actually.
Did I say it wrong?
Yeah, you said
of course
York
I
Cider
did.
County. It's just York County. The cider's in there.
Yeah, well, they got good cider. I like cider.
Yeah, so I can correcting you.
No, I haven't played out in some time for quite some time. They still out there yelling "Freebird" in the background?
Oh my God, they did that to me last summer.
Yeah, you tried it.
I did too.
Yeah,
I said,
did you really?
For it, you're going to get it. It might not be great, but you're going to get it.
Yeah,
oh, you didn't. Oh no. Well, they asked for it, right? Oh,
they asked for it.
Yeah, should try anything.
I just want to set my.
She brings them up on the phone, and
yeah, if it's a request.
Freebird! That's great.
I am the free bird, so here you go.
Right. Well, fly away, people. So, what studio are you using for Engage to get you produce your music? What studio are you using to produce your music?
Oh, yeah.
Should we tell them?
Yeah.
My kitchen.
Yeah.
So we're using Cakewalk, and
there we go.
Yeah, I'm doing all the recording. Our mixer and master is Jim Zolas from Zolas Audio in Toronto. So we get all the tracks done, engineered the way that we want them for direct recording, save those, and we send them out to Jim, and he does his magic, making sure everything's mixed properly and mastered for radio.
Now, with Greg, our drummer, we take the thing down. We record the drums down in his garage. He's got his drums. His drum kit's always set up in his garage and always mic. So it's nice. We just roll in, hook up the computer, and sit him behind the drums, and away we go.
Oh, that's convenient. That's real convenient.
Yeah, it works so well.
All right, we're at 27 minutes. You think I could possibly get a song out of you two for the audience?
Which one would you like?
Oh, brother.
Do you want an original? I'll ask it this way. Do you want an original or just a cover that we enjoy doing?
Both.
Oh, two.
Let's do one now, and let's possibly end the show with one. If we can.
Run and get the acoustic there.
Sure. So we're going to have engaged Carl and Rick here perform for us, and it's going to be great when the artists perform for you out there, which is live. What am I holding here? Oh, look at that. Oh, doesn't this ring a bell? Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that in a minute. Hey, Rick's getting the guitar out, getting all set up here. You know, as musicians, we take our time. We do.
You watch, it's probably out of tune. It'll drive him nuts. Are you playing with me?
Nice, Sandra.
Anyway.
Right.
Sandra says I have to send them Chancella.
Oh, she's sending me the chancla?
Yeah, you can read it. It's right there on the screen.
I can't see anything. I'll have to read it after.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
Which one do you want to do, darling?
I don't know.
Let's do Raven's Song.
Okay.
Weeping willow lies down by the river. It's safe to say love is coming your way any day, yeah. As a laser I can hear the raven in its haven singing an old familiar traditional song. Long stem grows, places forgotten. See if say that love is coming your way any day. As it lays there, I can hear the raven in its haven singing no familiar traditional song. You are my sunshine. Oh, you are my sunshine. You are my sunshine. Oh, you are my sunshine. Winter's long when the cold wind blows.
Long in the cold wind blows.
As if to say you'll never find an escape.
As if to say you'll never find an escape.
But as it blows, I can hear the raven in its haven singing no familiar traditional song. You are my sunshine. Oh, you are my sunshine. You are my sunshine. Oh, you are my sunshine.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got engaged, Rick and Carla. Hey, that was beautiful. Thank you. I love that.
Thank you.
And all the watchers are loving it too. Oh yes, it's great. It's great. Thank you so much. That's new and going to be on the new album.
No, that's one from that's what the actually I put it out as a single in 2019, and then we
Oh,
revamped it for the band, so it would be more of a like a I guess a ballad rock type
Yeah,
song
yeah.
for
right.
Engage. So we put that one on the last album. So we haven't played anything for from the new album yet. For it.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's see. Wow, we're having a good time. We're already 33 minutes in. Let's talk about this for a second right here.
ISSA.
ISSA, you won an award, didn't you?
Yes.
Yes, you did. Where's that award at? Make me jealous.
Oh, Rick knows
Make me
exactly
jealous.
what it is. Look at that.
I was up for 3 and I lost bad.
A,
It's all
beau-
good.
a beautiful
It's all
box.
good. I don't need a pat on the back. Oh, let's see that
Well, you
pretty thing.
surprised us. We were surprised.
Yeah, very
How
surprised.
bad? That's really cool. I'm proud of you too, and the whole band.
Thank you so much.
You
It's
deserve it.
definitely a team effort.
What a
And
pointy little thing,
yep,
ain't it? Oh, that's beautiful.
You see right through.
That's great, man. It's great. You know, and aren't you? You're out there, with Rampage Music Awards, the Elite Awards, Rampage, ISSA, Songwriting Contest. You guys are putting your stuff a little bit all over, aren't you?
yeah,
Trying
yeah.
to,
We
yeah.
we try to get our music out there one way or another, and it's really good to know too, because some of these places that you put your music in, once in a while, not too often, but once in a while, you will get a little bit of critique on it. So you know what people are liking and what they're not
Yeah.
liking so much. So it helps us develop our music as we go along.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I've noticed looking around, the fan base is building up real nice around the world. People are loving the music, loving what you're doing. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it's like blows my mind, honestly.
Again, surprising.
Right. Well, you guys are good, and you deserve it. You're hard working at it, and it's great music, and it's fun to listen to. And
Thanks, Al.
No,
Really
we
appreciate that.
appreciate that so
Yeah.
much.
no problem. I wouldn't lie. That's for sure. And I want to give a big shout out to Sandra here that's watching and stuff. She helps you out a lot
You
too,
read my
doesn't
mind.
she? She's a good gal. She's a good gal. It's good to have great people in your corner, from producers, engineers to promoters and PR. Yes,
Yeah, I'd like to
definitely.
say a little bit about that, if you don't mind, Al.
Well,
Sandra's been with me now for quite a few years, and she was working with an artist at one time, and I was watching this artist basically explode, and I enjoyed the music, and so I started picking that artist's brain, saying, "Well, who's this promoter person you got?"
Josh.
No, and we decided that I was going to just pester him till he gave me the
there you
contact
go.
her, and it worked.
It worked.
But as soon as her and I spoke immediately, it was like we knew each other from times gone by. And
Oh, that's great.
there's a little bit of a language barrier because I'm a maritimer, so I have a lot of maritime slang. And she's Latino, so she had her own slang. So it was quite funny to try to figure out what we were saying to each other most of the time. But now we get each other real good.
My name, like Sandra Della Parra.
Ricardo.
Yeah,
Ricardo.
You know.
good. That's not bad.
You gotta get that out there.
Right.
I gotta get you that tongue twirl thing going. Oh, let's see
She's
what
been
our
invaluable
people-
though, Al. She's been invaluable to what I've done. There's been
Right.
days like life happens. I just say I'll just pack it in. I'll just do it for myself. Have some fun here and there. And Sandra would never let me quit.
Well, and as a friend too, she's been invaluable as a friend alone.
Just alone.
Never mind the music thing.
Yeah, well, the music. It started with the music
Yeah.
thing, and then developed into a true friendship. And someday maybe we'll meet in person. We're hoping.
That's true. I will hope so. I hope to possibly see you at the award show next year if you're going to be there, or this year.
Cross our fingers we can get there.
Yeah, I agree. We'll have a great time, especially if I show up. Oh, it's always a party when I come. Look out, Big Al's entourage is going to tear the place up. So, before we get out of here, and I've got a couple questions that I think I asked you on the audio show, but I'd like to ask a couple of those here while we're face to face, okay? Get those out. And the one that I want to hit you with, and especially I want to hear Rick's answer, and yours too, Carla, on this one, and I'm pretty sure you answered this before, but most embarrassing moments on stage, folks. Let's get them out here. It's just me and you guys. Nobody's listening. What we got, Rick?
Well, I guess for me, during the break, I was playing a gig and many years ago, and during the break, I went to the bathroom and I broke my zipper. So I was quite upset about it, and at the time, seems kind of silly now, as upset as I was, but I was playing with this another woman years ago, and I told her, I need a safety pin or something. She says, "Well, it's not that big a deal." I said, "Look, I'm not going on stage unless I get a safety pin because my zipper broke." And so I ran around, ended up, I think, starting the set 5 minutes later or so, but found me a safety pin. And when I put my guitar on, I realized my guitar went over there anyway. So I really didn't need anything. So it was embarrassing to break my zipper, and then it was embarrassing to realize you went off the deep end about needing a safety pin. So the whole experience was a little embarrassing, but I played fine.
Well, at least you had the guitar hiding your willy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I use a big guitar. So.
Talk about a Woody. Whoa! Hey! I had to go there. I really did.
And again, I am embarrassed again about it.
I'm doing my job. Carla, embarrassing moments for Carla.
Oh, thank goodness there hasn't been too many. But I think for me personally, the most embarrassing thing was one year somebody asked me. Well, Rick was supposed to be playing. It was another one of these New Year's Eve gig thingies.
Oh yeah.
So I'm playing. I just mostly just play rhythm, right? That's what I do. I support. I play rhythm, and Rick and I weren't really in a full blown band together at the time. We were working on it, but we weren't there yet. And I went to this gig, and I find out after I get there, he's going to be late. So I don't even get a chance to know anything. That band leader says, "You're playing lead tonight." Lead? I don't even know the darn songs, let alone know how to play lead for them.
Right.
So the first hour, the first set, I played lead. I don't know how I did it. I don't remember a whole lot, but when I seen him walk through the door, that was probably the most embarrassing part.
Blacked
Because
out.
right on my face and oh, thank God Rick's here. It was very predominant throughout the audience.
But from what I heard,
That's
other people, she done a fine job. She did a great job.
a great job. A great job. We got a question.
It's embarrassing.
We have a question here from Crisco's Country Life. Please ask them what inspires their music. What inspires your music?
Oh, wow. That's a wonderful
Great
question.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I'll go first.
Yeah.
For me, what inspires music, my music is now compared to when I was younger. It's being able to communicate a story that I think is going to impact the emotions and the intellect of someone else, or lift them up if they've been depressed.
Yeah.
So I don't listen to a lot of music only because I don't want to accidentally start making music that sounds like somebody else's. I mean, it could happen anyway,
True.
but
Yeah.
I try not to, so that I can try to tap in to my own cistern of creativity.
Creativity.
So mine's, and this guy does a lot of inspiration for me now, because we sit and chat about things and come up with ideas, and we're having fun just sitting around, making noises with the guitar, and sometimes we'll come up with a cool lick or something like that. That's my inspiration.
Well,
Thanks for that one, because I wasn't sure. But yeah, you're pretty much my inspiration now in the band. But for me, most of the time, I guess it's just my influences over the years, because I basically will sit down with my guitar and just start playing stuff, and whatever happens to I come up with, and so I'm more into the music and the lyrics. Lyrically, I'll hear something that somebody says that triggers something. Sometimes that'll inspire me lyrically, but a lot of times I just sit and I'm just trying to accompany the music with some vocals, so I'll just get some thoughts out of my head. But
okay.
I'm inspired by the music, I guess, and seeing hearing new music by people I like, that gets me going too. Lights a fire under my behind, we'll say.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but most of the lyrics I've been coming up with lately is having to do with where we are and what's going on, and very
Okay.
very pleased, and at peace and love and happiness, and
Real
where I came
Beatly.
from to where I am here. This was such a
Right.
horrible day, but now it's great. Stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. You two are a wonderful couple, and you definitely make each other shine. That's for sure.
Wow,
Definitely.
thank you.
Yeah, that's great.
You definitely do. All right, we're getting on 43 minutes. We're going to have to wrap this up here in a second. But I want to ask you, and I asked you this one before, so I won't ask this one. But what do you have to say to the younger generation out there that wants to do what we do?
Wow. Well, first of all, I would say make sure it is your true passionate desire, because it takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I use Rick for an example. Every night he plays 2.5 hours on his guitar. He'll break it up into segments, but he puts the time to be the guitar player he is into it. It does take time. The other thing is, don't look at it like you want to get rich. You won't. Even if you did, there's going to be a cost to that. So weigh the cost. If it's truly your passion and you want to do specifically what we're doing, is getting it out there in the public and putting money into it and all of these, do it, and find a mentor you can trust to help you. Trust the actual professionals, not something that looks a little cheap, because you will pay for the cheap. You want people that you can depend on, that have a track record. Trust them. There's a lot of them probably in your own community you're not even aware of. If you discover you love music, but you don't want to be on a big stage, you just want to be on a small stage, get some guys together, girls together, start jamming in a garage, start having some fun, start,
Yeah.
just mingling with your own community and developing friendships and
Right.
networking, and that'll take
Right.
you far.
And try not to succumb to the pressures and the dark side of the music business and everything. Just
Be you.
Just play music for the music and never give
Yes.
cliche, but never give up and keep on
No.
going. But play the music that you feel, because if you play the music that somebody else wants you to play, that can always end. But if you play the music you love and you feel, it doesn't end. It just continues. Whether you play gigs, whether you make money or not, you're still doing what you love.
Yeah, so stay true to that.
Yeah.
Stay true to what's going on inside of you, and don't listen to naysayers. Unless,
exactly.
Like,
because there's lots of them
there's a
around.
lot of critics. Everybody's a critic, but there's very few champions. So, like, be careful of jealousy and all of that stuff that goes with this stuff, and surround yourself by good people like your family that have your best interests at heart and will be able to support you in your endeavors.
That's great advice. I don't think I could have done that any better. Be true to yourself and your music. Slow down. Take your time. Don't rush it. It'll come. It will come. Like you said, you're not going to be rich right away or if ever, but just do what you love to do.
Well,
Don't listen to all
a quick story, Al. When I was doing the album with Billy Sherwood, the buddy I was doing the album with, like, we were writing songs for it, and he called me and he said, "Rick, I got nothing." He said, I've been sitting around here for a half an hour, close to an hour, and there's just nothing coming out of me. I got nothing in me. And I told him, I said, relax. I said, you can't force that stuff. You can't force yourself to write a song. I said, just relax. Don't worry about it, and it'll come to you. He calls me back 10 minutes later. He says, there's all kinds of stuff coming out of me now.
You calmed him down. You brought him right back where he's supposed to be. Exactly.
You can't force this stuff. It's got to come. You gotta want it, and you got to come.
And I think one of one of the very key points to that question, which is a really awesome question, is when you're doing you, when you're true to what's inside of you, whether it holds up against something that you admire. For example, I'm not going to be Miles Goodwin of April Wine. Right. I'm going to be Carla Bonnell of Carla Bonnell.
Yeah,
that's right.
I can't be that. So you can admire music of a certain caliber, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's what you are going to bring to the world.
Yeah.
We want you. We don't want a copycat of somebody else.
No, unless you're a cover band. But
unless, or cover bands do it the wrong way. But when you get into tributes, now they're doing it because they want to look exactly like that tribute. Pause.
Right.
Upset with me.
No, we got Kitty in the house. Oh yeah, Kitty plays the guitar too. Oh, and she's in the guitar case.
Guitar case.
Okay, that's great. That is awesome. So we're bringing the cat on. Let's see if the cat can sing for us. Ooh. Meow, 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 meow. Let's do the meow song. That's great.
He's mad so I want this guitar case.
Right. So I want to thank everybody out there watching the podcast. We had a lot of great viewers and comments come on for the show. It was great. And of course, it was great to have you back on this show, Carla and Rick. Thank you for talking about Engage this time around. And I can't wait to have you back on again soon. I'll catch back up and see where you're at.
Perfect.
Awesome. Thanks. Just check us out on Facebook, and we've got a gift for everybody that listens.
Well,
so
good
make sure
deal.
That you contact us.
All right, good deal. And Rick, I got a package on the way. Those spandex will be in the mail. All right, brother?
I haven't heard that word yet.
All right, so we're going to wrap this up. It's your show. How you want to end it? Anybody want to say hi to, all that? What do you want?
I just want to say hi to everybody that does watch. If I haven't met you yet, or if I haven't spoken to you on social media, reach out. I'd love to get to know you. Yeah. I want you to be an inspiration to Engage, and that's how we get our inspiration a lot of times is through the people we meet. So reach out. We'd love to talk to you. If we don't get back to you right away, it's probably because something got hidden on Facebook, but we'll find you eventually.
We'll find you there.
We'd love to give you a Christmas present.
Awesome, awesome. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart, Rick and Carla, for being on the No Cover TV podcast. Thank you to all the viewers watching live and on the reruns and all that. Check out all the upcoming shows from the artists all over the world, all genres and age groups. It's amazing, the music out there. Like I always say, music makes the world go around. I really believe that. I really do. So everybody out there, you have a great evening, great day. Rick and Carla, keep in touch. Let's not be strangers, all right?
Take
You
care.
bet.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Al.
Al.
All right. Yeah, we're on here, everybody. Hey,